She walks into my business, starts telling me I'm not a racist, but, and before I can begin to hear, I tell her to kick that rear into gear and walk right out my door, because I don't have time to listen to that rhetoric. She speaks anyway. Tries to tell me that non-white populations litter our prison system, litter our streets with crime, litter our communities with their culture, their foreign tongues, and foreign faces. So I say if they keep thinking of them in terms of glitter, you keep thinking of them as garbage, as objects that lose worth when they lose value, as if your skin color predetermines your potential. If you plant a seed in the dark with no water and no food, with concrete layered over the ground, and laugh at the seed for not working hard enough, then you have a problem. That problem is racism. Hang on a second. She's not a racist. She tells me that we're all the same. We breathe the same air. We bleed the same color. So I look at her and tell her that if she got cut, I'd see her at the front of the line saying her blood is just a bit redder. She needs to be treated a bit better. But that's not my business. He walks into my business, tries to take up as much of the room as he can, speaking to every person before they speak to him, letting everyone know all his titles from A to Z, but his favorite letter would be N titled. Then, to a coaxing roar of silence from an uncaring crowd, he opens his box and spouts what he calls his clean opinions. I haven't felt persecuted. I've never hurt a woman, and I love my mother and sister. I think not all men are bad and that women complain too much. I think women should know their place. You're a caregiver, a food baker, a homemaker, don't you mess around with these. He's still serenading when I come over. I tell him I've got just the song for him. She's feeling 22 cents short of $1. She's thinking when I catch a predator and I have probable cause and evidence that he harassed me, I find myself hearing boys will be boys. She's back in the schoolyard. She got a tiger by the toe, but since he's hollering, she has to let him go. Where even the cruelest man gets considerations of a wasted future, while the most esteemed woman is busy thinking about her sutures. She's not thinking the same things you are. She's not thinking, isn't it funny how my wife knows where everything in the house is? She's thinking, no, because we're told to fear the dark for any crook and man seen. It's not hard then to learn about every nook and cranny. You don't know what it's like to be afraid. Your privilege makes you docile and ignorant. What good is a wolf to someone who has never thought about a safe space? The rain doesn't care about shelter. The car on the highway doesn't care about tears. The fist doesn't care about bruises. Words can be knives and actions can be bullets. And you're so busy talking you don't even hear the shot. You never once looked down to see what you were holding. The power you had all along. The gun you had loaded. It's no wonder a woman invented Kevlar. But that's not my business. You know what is my business? Having staring contests with doe-eyed babies who win every time when they start telling me about their haircut. Even though I don't understand a word, I'm trying not to cry. You know what is my business? Taking the most mundane jokes to their utmost ends of being funny. Seeing my friends burst like fireworks, displaying intricate vibration art of snorts, spit, and coughs across the air. You know what is my business? Holding my mother as a 10-year-old after she was told over the phone that her grandmother had died, knowing the rhythm in my chest was enough communication for her. My business is offering every piece of my flesh as fire to anyone who isn't afraid to burn, giving every inch of my bones as resting places to hang their sorrows, if ever so briefly or ever so long. I let every wayward traveler into my open cavern to find whatever they seek, for the blind cannot be led into despair if I am the whole, and I am not cold, nor am I silent. My cave is filled with cries and chortles, of anger and elation, and all emotions in between. When I open my mouth, you can hear our voices overlapping, our pain relapsing, our wings flapping. My heart is home for any creature that has the echo of a vagabond's soul. People tell me that I'm crazy to have so many bats in my belfry, but that's just how I do business. Because my business is loving you, and you may not believe it, but business is booming.